From Mark Zuckerberg and his wife announcing the birth of their daughter. The Facebook founder did it, of course, in an open letter to baby Max posted onto the social media site. He and his wife also announced a multi-billion-dollar initiative aimed at promoting equality for children. Let's bring back Paul LaMonica. And Paul, wow, this hit the sort of social media and our inboxes. He's obviously thought a lot about this. And when we're talking about multi-billion-dollar investment, we're not kidding, are
Yes,
we?
he says in the letter to baby Max, congratulations to Mark and Priscilla, by the way. This is currently valued at about $45 billion. 99% of his stock over the course of his lifetime is going to be gifted to philanthropic causes. Obviously, that is very admirable. I think many people will be very impressed that he is doing this, especially at such a young age.
Yeah, and so he's gifting it, but he's going to have control, presumably, or some kind of control over where it's spent. It's going to be drawn out over years. We don't know yet, because this is so new, exactly what his involvement is going to be, but one has to think they're going to pursue causes that are near and dear to their heart.
Definitely. You think education based on Priscilla Chan's background, but as you already pointed out, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. Facebook doesn't have to worry. Facebook investors don't have to worry about, that all of a sudden Zuckerberg is stepping away from the company. He said in the letter to Max he's going to be CEO for many, many years, as you would expect. And then there was also an SEC filing that was a lot more concise than this letter to Max, that they say that they're going to gift no more than $1 billion worth of Facebook a year over the next 3 years to start up the Chan-Zuckerberg initiative. So that is something that is clearly not a huge amount of stock, and Zuckerberg is going to control the voting power and what gets done with that stock. So I don't think any investors really have to worry about him taking a step back.
Right, and we've sort of seen this happening. I mean, clearly Bill Gates, we had him on from Paris talking about another massive investment into clean energy.
And Mark Zuckerberg's involved in that too.
Absolutely, but for someone so young, I mean, we should point out, this is somebody who, when they went public just a year or so ago, people didn't even know whether he was capable of being CEO. We were talking about the fact that he wore a hoodie all the time. The transformation is pretty staggering.
Yeah, I think when you look at what Mark Zuckerberg has done as both a businessman and someone who really has, I think, charity near and dear to his heart.
And it's engaging.
It's very engaging.
Global issues.
It's a stark contrast to the way that many people probably still perceive him from that movie a few years ago, The Social Network. This is not the Mark Zuckerberg of that movie by any stretch of the imagination. This is a grown-up, mature, very savvy individual who is doing good and wants to do more good with the massive amounts of wealth he has from Facebook.
Right. Is this going to, I don't even know. It's very hard to find a skeptical reason to question his motives here, honestly. Is this going to change the burden on these tech entrepreneurs? I mean, there was a time, and there's a lot of criticism leveled at Silicon Valley about the fact that the gains in technology are not shared by society, right?
Correct.
These companies enrich themselves, but they don't create a lot of jobs necessarily, and that there's sort of a, frat culture, some say, in Silicon Valley. This is a game changer in terms of what your responsibility is as a young entrepreneurial billionaire.
Yeah, I think what this really shows, in particular now that Mark Zuckerberg has a child, he doesn't appear to have any interest in kind of following the mogul route. It is not as if Max Zuckerberg is all of a sudden going to be entitled to become the CEO of Facebook in 30, 35 years with her multi-billion dollars worth of stock that she's going to control. I think this is very telling that he really doesn't seem to want to have his child, and perhaps children, if there are more coming, to live this overly entitled life that many individuals in Silicon Valley now, I guess, do, given the obscene wealth which is being put to good use.
Absolutely. A very different kind of legacy that's going to have a lot of people talking over the course of the next few days. Paul, thanks so much for coming back on this breaking news for us. Thanks so much.